G.N.P the Bennett, the Lord of my witness, and this is Frank on G.N.P LUX'PUP HOMES, as well as G.N.P XL Cane Corsos, along with a lot of things. But with that being said, we making a run to Home Depot to get some stuff started. As it said in the title, I'll be building a new nursery / whelping bin for the puppies to, give them a bit more space and, let them stretch out a bit more and be more active from the 4x4 that they started in a few weeks ago, about 6 to 8 weeks ago. So with that being said, as you see right here, it says step 2. I'm just getting my cuts out and whatnot like that. And mind you, just a little bit off topic, well, still on topic, there was no inspiration for this build outside of, me just seeing my last whelping bin that I made, which, you know what I mean, I kind of put a little bit too much work into it, when I could have simplified it. So as you seen up in that old video before, like I put a lot of posts up when I could have just used like 4 to 6, and I could have boarded it up a certain way from there. So as you see right here, I'm gonna get my cuts together. I just got back from Home Depot and loaded everything. And then we're gonna get these cuts together so we can build out the foundation and then bring up the walls and then work out on the door. But as you see right here, I'm getting these posts up. So these will be the feets or whatever you wanna call it. And yes, feets is a word. But anyway, this is how you get the corner mounts together. You're gonna need 2 at the bottom and 2 at the top. So I'm mounting up the 2 at the bottom for each side, making sure they're bolted in, making sure they're all aligned perfectly. So when I come around with the corner mounts, which will be metal, that will hold everything basically upright in place. So as you see, I'm getting those top mounts that I told y'all about in place and nailing them in, making sure they're in the right spot and then screwing them. Here's a free tip if you're ever building something. Use nails. If you don't have a nail gun, you can use nails and a hammer. Make sure everything is aligned perfect and nail it in. And then from there, you can go ahead and use your drill gun and screw in whatever you're using, your different screws and whatnot like that. So you don't have to worry about anything pushing up out of place. So with that being said, I had to make another run. It's me backing it on in. And you can see the foundation is up. So right now we finna get those posts on there. And I missed that one. My phone clicked out, but as you see, we got the post up. And right now we're gonna go ahead and get those support wall straps up. And gotta make sure those cut to, I believe I cut those to like 5 feet. The overall bin was 6x4, but I cut it to 5 feet. So right here, our strap's gonna be 5 feet. We're gonna get them all boarded up. We're gonna do actually 6 on each side. At first I went for 5, but I seen the spacing was a little bit off. So I went for 6 on each side just to make sure once I bolt everything down with the next part that you see coming up soon, you'll kind of get where I'm going with things. So we got those up. As you see, it's kind of leaning a bit, but we're gonna fix that. So here we're getting the back wall. We're gonna get the back wall up. I got that up pretty fast, and I got that those 6 support straps for each side going on. And then from there, I used the large, I believe that's the 4x6 or something like that block to space everything out, as you see, to get that gate design that you see. And that actually gives the pups a chance to learn how to climb, and also it keeps them from escaping as well, but it also gives them exercise at the same time. So as you see right here, I'm getting the door post up, getting that mounted up so we can get ready to add a door. I'm gonna cut all the little specs so we can add another side wall right there, basically to accompany the door. So as you see right there, it's coming out pretty nice. So right here, the wife actually came over and helped me out a bit, as it was getting kind of strenuous. Well, not strenuous, but some of these screws be a bitch sometimes. And this board right here, it's kind of tough. So right here, I had to hold it up so I could mount everything up, make sure the door was right, and we got that on. So Also, I had a couple packages come as well. But anyway, now, as I stated before, you see this door is kind of high. I actually ended up cutting that down to size, which was weighing in on it. But also, you know, we went in for a little spec perfections, which I didn't get that part in there. But, you know, we getting like all of the different specs together right there. Just making sure everything lays out right, because I'm actually going to put a second story on this to where they can actually start climbing up to the second story and, you know, doing different activities and whatnot like that. So we have to clean up the garage, get that prepped out, and move out some of the other bedding from before so we can add it to the new one, just for them to be familiar with everything and whatnot like that. So getting the garage cleaned out, just checking my sizings again, making sure it fits up in the space that I'm gonna put it. And then from there, I had to go make another run, and now we transported it back in. Now we starting to transport the old bedding in, and then I'm gonna start putting the new bedding in next right after. As you see, I had to clean up a little bit more and grab a little bit more that was up under there. You see the dust in the screen, so yeah, it's very dusty. But that's the new cedar wood that we put in with some of the pellets and some of the other wood. Excuse me. And from there, we started transporting the pups. Quick and easy. They got a whole lot of space, as you can see right here. Everybody likes it, and that's an idea of what your whelping bin could look like when you order one from G.N.P LUX'PUP Homes and you have a litter. Because if you have a litter over 5 to 6, this will be the perfect space for them. They have enough to stretch out, run around, exercise as much as they want. Nobody gets cramped up. You don't have to worry about poop everywhere, things like that. So with that being said, if you need one of these, give us a call.